How are you? It's Marisol, your Christian HR expert and entrepreneur. And I'm here today to share what I wish someone would have told me in my 30s and try to help you stand out as much as possible. Don't get me wrong, I'm not delusional. I get it that this market, especially this last quarter, is not the greatest for individuals that are actually out there looking for their position. But I can promise you, you will get your foot in the door. But you can't self-doubt, okay? So what are some of the topics? Okay, this is going to be a two-part video. I don't want to bombard you. But one of the things that I've seen in my career, and I've interviewed so many people, and don't get me wrong, I get it. I have more empathy than people may think. And I think this is in good HR professionals in general. You get it. People are nervous, and sometimes open mouth, insert foot. But some of the first things, first and foremost, I want to get you through the door. So let's look at your resume. Please take out your picture. Do not add. And I don't care what expert out there, I don't care if they're saying they're a guru in HR. I'm being truthful with you. Do not add your picture to it. Guess what? If they want to look you up, that's what LinkedIn is here for. They can look you up on LinkedIn. They can see your photo. And please, on LinkedIn, do have a photo. Don't have that little gray, little cartoon looking kind of thing. That ain't going to work. Because there's a lot of people out there creating fake accounts. So if people, human nature, if people can't equate a face to a name, to an organization, they're going to swipe. They're just going to skip you by. They're going to say, I'm not sure this person, is up to date. It really does look outdated, When LinkedIn first started, people got away with it. But now you got to have a beautiful profile. You got to have your picture, get it professionally done. Please get it professionally done. And you young people, and some older people too, shame on you, that are posing like you're going to the club. Don't do that. This is a professional website. Professional. You are to look professional. My ladies, I know a lot of you are beautiful, whatever, but please, let's dress accordingly. The same with my guys, too. Dress accordingly. You look the best when you're professional, right? Not trying to impress anybody. But you're being professional. LinkedIn is a professional website to attract possible employers that might want to someday hire you or maybe partner with you in some kind of way. So be careful what you post out there. And one of the other things that I do want to mention is I remember interviewing this young lady, and she came in and she was enthusiastic, and I was excited for her. And I was like, oh, yeah, she going to be it. She going to be the right fit. Well, let me tell you, do not falsify your resume. Do not. Especially if you're being interviewed by a professional. We'll know a lie when we see one. But as I'm asking her questions about what she actually had on her resume, all I kept getting was like, And I'm like, if you have experience in said profession, wouldn't you be able to elaborate a little better on that? So before you know it, 10 minutes in, I had to end the interview. I was honest with her, but I wasn't going to waste her time and I wasn't going to let her waste my time. Before I could even finish and kind of like gingerly kind of show her the door, she says, I want this job. How much does it pay? And I'm looking at her and I said, I'm going to be frank with you. I said, we're not going to move forward with you. I said, and also, unless the employer brings up compensation, and now a lot of states are required to post it, be posting these crazy ranges. Like 20,000, 10,000, 15,000. But come on, I've seen some 50,000. How did you go from 100,000 to like 250? stop lying. Let's not be misleading. Let's be professional about it. I get it. People get upset. The state of New York, that's a requirement. State of New Jersey's following suit shortly. But I think there's nothing wrong with that because, to be honest, it's even better. Why not put the actual range, so that people that are applying, even though you will get people that still apply, that it's not what they're looking for way more, and they still, for whatever reason, they apply and they think that they how to say this without sounding like I really am trying to figure this one out, but trying to figure out how to sound professional without being a jerk, right? But you should not, and I repeat, you should not be applying for a job that the salary range is way above what you're looking for. Let's be honest. Unless you're unemployed, I get it. You might have lost your job and you may have been making 250, 150, whatever it was, and now you're willing to take 140 because you've been in the job market for over a year. I know a lot of people that have, and your priorities, change a little bit because we all have to still pay our bills and feed our families. So I get that. So what do? Just don't apply and expect that they're going to see that you are worth your 300K or 250 or 100K or whatever it is, 50K or whatever it is. Research the company. Please research the company. Find out what the company's about. Find out how am I a good fit for this company? Because remember, an interview is a two-way. It's not just for the company to interview you, but you want to interview the company as well, right? And as you interview them, my goodness, sorry, my dog's in the background. I'm gonna have to redo some of this. Now once again, let's go back to the resume. I know I'm going on my tangent. What's the purpose? It has to be a clean resume. It can't be with a photo. I mean, you may say, oh, Marisol, I disagree. Hey, you may. But no flashy fonts, no colors. Please trust me. This isn't going to win HR over. And here's a small important thing, but you have to please proofread. I can't tell you how many resumes I've read, and it could be one word, but the typos stick out like a sore thumb. And I'm like, how can you send a resume for an executive role and there's a serious typo? Look, there's no excuse nowadays. You can check. I mean, I'm old school. I print out my stuff. I print out my stuff. I'll reread it. And I'm like, oh, a good rule of thumb to have someone else read it for you. Because I don't care if you're a genius. When we look at something for a long period of time, after a while, it just starts looking right to us, whether there's a typo or not. So let's prevent those typos, please. Those are simple things that you can do that can prevent you from getting in front of an employer. There are some very strict, and nowadays they're using, with the AI and all that kind of stuff. So they're programming the system in. I'm not going to lie to you. I love systems, and I'm a systems, geek as well. I love systems. I love creating systems. I've created systems, HRIS systems for several of the companies I've worked for. So I'm all about systems. Yes, over 50, proud, and still love systems. It's insane to me when people are not interested in it. I mean, we have to move with the times, people. We have to do what we have to do to keep it right, to be relevant. How do we keep ourselves relevant? I'm so sick and tired. And I hear younger people mentioning how the older people don't know how to use systems and things like that. That's not true. There's a lot of older Americans over 50, like myself, that we still love systems. We love learning. Just in any profession that you are doing, you should always love continuing your education. Take new courses, whether it's an Excel course. I mean, by now, you would hope and pray people know Excel, but I kid you not. A lot of people just know basics, and some still don't even know basics. I don't mean to sound judgy, but I am. It's like mind-boggling to me how people don't learn systems. I'm always reading, learning, and the main book I read is the Bible. But I live my life not perfect. I'm not perfect, but I do. I have a clean conscience. What I do, I love what I do. Being a human resource executive, I love my employees. But don't get me wrong. Like people be like, "Oh, you can't." Loving someone does not mean taking their foolishness either. You love somebody, but you call them out on their stuff too. Why? I'm sorry. See, I did this again. I went off on my tangent. That's how I do. So if you like my channel, be prepared. Now, what I need from you all is comment. This is going to be my first part, and it's going to cut here. Then I'm going to do part 2, which is going to go a little more in depth about interviews, still about your resume, still talking about what you should do as you're looking, but don't get discouraged. And I know, because I've heard it from several people saying, you don't know what I'm going through. You're right. I don't know what you're going through now, but I've been there. I've lost my job. I know what that's like. Yes, it was early on in my career, in my 30s. So I get it. You know, things happen. Life happens. You hear a lot of companies are doing layoffs now, unfortunately, and you would hope and pray that things will change. And I'm believing that things are going to change. I think this year's been a little off balance, and I think we're just shifting back, guys. We're going to shift back. But, and for any HR professionals, recruiters that are listening to this video, please follow up with people. I mean, reject them professionally, but don't just leave them in the lurch. And what's really maddening to me is you HR professional, it's been done to me, that reach out to someone and all of a sudden, because either the company or whoever your client is not interested in said candidate, you just bypass the person, but you don't close the loop. That's unprofessional. You reap what we sow. So if you wouldn't like that, close the loop. I get it. Sometimes we have so many resumes and the intent is to close the loop. But, even if it's a week later, close the loop. Let the person know that, you decided to go with a different candidate, do something. But just don't lead people on, especially in this market now that people are like so desperately looking, and LinkedIn, social medias, and how people have been treated by so-called professionals. If you do that to people, you can change. Moving forward, make it your mission to be kind to people and at least close the loop. I did. But I feel that we need to be accountable how we treat people, because someday we might just be looking right back at that person and needing their help. It's so important to be kind when you're going through it, in the good, the bad, and the ugly. When we really get blessed, even when we're going through something and we bless others, bless someone else, maybe with an encouraging word. How many people, and I get it, people will hate on you. And HR, we are so judged. So by our employees, by our colleagues, they forget that we also have to be professional, but we're still human. No pun intended, human resources. I would love to hear comments and stories of things that people have said. And I mean, keep it professional. Nothing, if you're unprofessional, I will block you. I'm talking about professional. How would you have dealt with something? How would you wish someone had dealt with it with you? Still in 2024, guys. Let's finish this year off strong. And let's bless someone with our words, with a gift, with a smile. Do you know someone's birthday? Wish them a happy birthday. Wish them a happy belated birthday. But just bless on someone. I'm telling you that just seeing the joy that people feel. Because, we are all beautifully and wonderfully made. God doesn't make mistakes, does he? He's so good. But check out my other video. It's either here or here. So me, like, subscribe, and let me know what other topics you would like me to talk about. We can talk about employee relations. We can talk about Jesus, because I will talk about Jesus anytime, any place. I love Jesus. I will never deny him. I will deny anything else, but never my Jesus Christ. He saved me. He saw me. And I was wonderfully made. And so are you. So be blessed and talk to you soon. Bye.